Hello everybody and welcome to the playthrough for Rookie Division in the Festive Cup Tournament. Play from the front tee, and the video here is sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic. So let's go! We're going to start off with hole number 1, a par 3. We're going to add 10% extra to our shot. We're going to play with the long iron, and as you can see here I'm playing with the Grim Reaper. The reason I'm playing with the Grim Reaper is because that fits a normal backspin approach and it comes to rookie, as the other clubs on this account is a little bit like better than I want to have in rookie. So you can see I'm finding this spot with half of the red ring inside, like on the fringe. We're adjusting 1.7 rings, and the key here is to get the first bounce to kick ourselves to the right a little bit. But we do kick ourselves too much to the left, and that is going to prevent us from getting towards the pin. Use the backspin you have, 4 to 5 bars of backspin, max side spin to the right, and when I say max side spin to the right, I mean 2 to 3 bars of side spin to the right. So you do get, as our opponent's going to do now, aiming at the cup, and it's going to be that the ball is going to get to the right side, falling back down towards the pin for a potential hole-in-one. This is a very easy par 3, which is just in this case that we do need to hit this ball to the green to make and secure the birdie. And the key here is to at least get ourselves close so we can get a hole-in-one, or at least a chance for it. Before we go to hole number 2, do not forget to check down in the video description for the direct timestamps on the holes in this playthrough. And if you do not want to watch hole number 2, then you go directly to hole number 5 or whatever. Also, do not forget to subscribe to the channel. If you want to get the updated text guides, check out patreon.com/golfclashtommy. So let's go to hole number 2 here, and now I'm going to play with a Quasar. And in this case we can actually play with a Titan as well, but with this type of wind we shouldn't be having a problem if we just make our drive okay. Here you can see I'm aiming on the left side of the fairway because look how bumpy it is, combined with that it slopes from left to right. And that is something that we do need to have in mind when doing this approach. 10% extra, and we're going to adjust from max distance of our club with the Quasar. I'm not using any curl to the left as the wind is pushing us a little bit to the left, but max topspin and max side spin to the left here. You can see we're going kind of short, but it shouldn't be a problem for us whatsoever to play this shot now when we do have some tailwind. You can do again play with a power 3 ball if you want to, just make sure absolutely that you're going to get enough distance so you can get to the green in 2. This is one of the tougher par 4s in the whole game, and something that we need to have in mind when coming into this hole, that many of the players that we're going to play against is going to be in either the rough or in the sand. But take a good look at the drive that I was doing, and then if you're able to replicate it, absolutely perfect. And sometimes you're going to get a little bit more yards as you're not going to get the ball to stop like that we do. Look at this ball here for an example, going too long, going into the sand, no possibility whatsoever to reach for the green in 2. Second shot now, we're not going to add anything for elevation, we're just going to play it as it is. So 4.7 miles per hour straight tailwind. Look now on how I'm adjusting for my shot here. Max side spin to the left, just to put myself as far away from the rough and the sand on the left side. Then I'm going to stretch out my club for being in the position where I want to be. You can see here I'm stretching it out, so I'm having the ball guide line combined with the arrow in the way that I want to. Then I'm adjusting my rings. So I'm adjusting almost 2 rings for this approach with the big dog, and that meant that did mean that I did get back from overpower back to a regular position with my wood club, and that would leave me just with an overpowered shot for that one. So we're coming directly into hole number 3 and you can see here when I'm making the drive, we come in there up to the top. And the thing with hole number 3 is that the first drive is pretty simple, and we're going to add the 10% to our adjustment. Just make sure that you're not going to go too long or you're going to go too short. So give yourself margin on both sides, and don't overuse the spin. The wind is straight tailwind, and that is also the reason why the drive is going to be fairly simple. We can hit it great both left and right and still be good. The key part with this hole is the second shot here, that we do need to find ourselves in a position where we can get a decent opportunity for the eagle. So I'm going to aim. So you can see on the tip of the ball guideline again, I'm stretching it out again to just picture myself the way that how the ball is going to act. So I'm going to find myself on the right side of the bunker there on top. Reason I want to do that is because from that position I'm having an open shot towards the green, and that is going to help me give myself an opportunity to make an eagle from distance. A slight amount of overpower with some slight amount of curl to the left, combined with max topspin and max left side spin. Now we hit it perfect. If you feel uncomfortable going with overpower, just make sure that you're going to clear that piece of rough there, or you go a little bit more to the right of that piece of rough and don't go that aggressively, and then you will in the end end up a little bit further down than I did, but it's still a good reach for the green. I like to go right side because it gives me a good way to approach the pin. Look at this position here with our opponent's shot here, that he needs to go straight at the pin. He needs to clear the rough and the sand, needs backspin, or need to use the back of the green to do so. Now from our position here, look how open we have here, that we actually can go straight at the pin with almost straight tailwind. So in this way I'm going to use the fringe and not ultimate, of course. And sometimes we maybe should be better off going with a max backspin approach instead of going straight at it and use the fringe here. But the thing that I want to come to here on hole number 3 is that this is going to be a general birdie hole, but there is definitely a way for us to put ourselves up in a good spot so at least can approach the pin for a possible eagle here from distance. Coming into the right, missed the eagle unfortunately, but it is what it is, and we can just focus on that one from the end. So now hole number 4, par 3. We need to add 10% extra to our adjustment because we're playing this one slightly downhill. And now I'm going to play with my long iron, the backbone level 7. You can play with whatever long iron you want. The important part here is that you're not supposed to use any spin whatsoever. The thing that I'm doing here with the landing position is that I'm having the red ring or like half of the blue ring inside the rough on the top, and I'm aiming slightly too much to the right, because the more you aim on the fairway to the right there, the more to the left the ball is going to go, because the green fairway slopes right to left. So we need to just adjust that a little bit more. So we're coming in slightly more to the left of that piece of fairway, so we don't get that big push to the left. No top spin, no backspin, no side spin. And you can see I'm playing with a basic ball as well, and that will put ourselves up there to the top. Yeah, so there's not that much more to say about this hole. I do believe big time that this is going to be a possible hole-in-one hole. Our opponent is going to show the way here, that that even with less adjusting, this is going to be exactly how we would like to have it. Look at this bounce coming in very, very nice, straight at the pin, making an hole-in-one. And that's the thing that we want to achieve, and that's what we're looking for. So we need to aim slightly more to the left for our approach shot, or like for the tee shot there. So now I'm going to play here with the extra mile level 5. I'm playing here with a marlin ball. We're finding ourselves here in maximum distance of our club. just on top there of the rough. Max topspin with 4.5 bar and max side spin to just prevent ourselves to go short and also coming too much to the left. Now we're going to we did drag it out from to C just so we do get the bounce that we want to. Then we did adjust our rings. Max distance combined with 10% extra, as this ball is going to be slightly downhill. We gain enough distance here for have a very nice and open shot towards the pin. And this is going to be a very good opportunity to make an eagle. Can't stress that enough. So be very cautious with your drive, so you're giving yourself that opportunity that we're looking for from distance. Our opponent's going to try something else, trying to go there in the center. I don't like that, because then with just a slight push to the left, we're going to hit the tree, and that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for the opportunity that we're having here, and that one is gonna go in the hole, or at least we're going to do our very best to do so. Before I take my next shot, I'm going to stream basically every single day during the Festive Cup Tournament. And so if you do want to see gameplay from all the divisions, check out the stream, enjoy, be involved in the community and have some fun. Okay, so now we're going to be in medium distance of our club. Sure, I could go for the dunk, but I'm not going to risk that. I want to dial it in here. Aiming for the fairway here, using half a bar of backspin. And I'm aiming so the ball guideline is of course pointing towards the cup here, so we're not having any problems with that, pointing towards the cup. And then we're going to adjust the rings from medium distance of our club, which is going to be 1.1 rings, so you're just going to be slightly more than 1. Then it's time to take our shot, and again this is such a good opportunity, as that the green is actually giving us a very helpful hand, sloping down towards the pin there and getting it in for an eagle. So again, be cautious with the drive, make that one on the fairway so you do have an opportunity for the green. Now I'm going to show you here that I'm going to first play with a power 3 ball. And the thing that I want to show you here is, when you mess up the drive, how important it is to pick the right club and the right ball. Many players will be messing this drive up. You can see here I'm trying to find the correct spin adjustment to get down there without putting myself too much to the left, and also not putting myself in the rough on the right. And the thing is here, sure, I could aim a little bit more to the left of that fairway, but I do want to have some margin. 20% extra for this drive when we're playing this one massively downhill. Look now here, when I'm going to just cut the rough there on the side, we roll out on the fairway, no problem with that. But here we did lose a lot of yards, and then this drive is not good enough. Sure, but the thing that we're going to do then to prevent us from having a very tough time to reach for a possible eagle attempt, that is that we're going to pick the wood club that give us the most distance in terms of power. That is going to be the big dog, and then we're going to have the power 3 ball. Now I'm using a kingmaker only because I have 9 packs of kingmakers and I only have 1 ball of titan. Otherwise the titan is going to be my ball selection here, not the kingmaker. But I want to be very clear that, so you don't have to play with a kingmaker, absolutely not. But the power 3 ball is preferred. And for you that have been watching my videos before, I'm always thinking about one step ahead. Like, what will happen if we do make a good drive? But what will also happen if we do hit a great shot, or we maybe are slightly off? Because that's going to happen. We're not going to be hitting the ball perfect and being spot on with our adjustments every single time. Look at our big dog now. We're using 5 bars of topspin. We're going to bounce over the rocks on the right side of the bunker. The bunker is otherwise, if we would be making a good drive, let's say, when we would be having the possibility to go at the pin, then we're bouncing over the bunker with 2 to 3 bars of backspin. But when we can't do that, and instead of having to try to mixture with max overpower, we're going to bounce it over the rocks land on the fringe or on the fairway very close to the green, and give ourselves a very easy wedge that should be a wedge that should be in 9 out of 10 times at least. And that is a way how you, with a messed up drive, it's going to still make an eagle. But not many but to take the drive again, the thing that you do want to do is to change the landing position to be slightly more to the left than what I had. And that's something that is very important. So take a look at that one again, move it slightly more to the left and use the same type of spin adjustment. We do not want to use more side spin to the left, as we would be pushed more to the left side. So we still need to be on the right side of that fairway. A lot of talk about hole number 6, so now it's time to go over to hole number 7. The last par 4, and our opponent's going all the way up to the right here, a little bit yeah, in the snow, so to speak, but the snow is like rough, so it's still the same type of rough iron there. Now I'm going to play with the quarterback level 10. The reason I'm having the quarterback level 10 is because I do play this shot on another account than my regular rookie account, to mirror the terms of distance I'm having with the extra mile level 5. I'm playing with a quarterback 10 and a power 2 ball, and that's going to leave me in max distance of my club, and I'm going to adjust this shot for being 4.8 rings, because we're going to add 10% extra to our adjustment. 10% extra because we're playing downhill, very important to have in mind. Slight amount of curl to the left to just make sure that we stay on the left side and compensate for eventually a great shot to the right. Max side spin, 4 bars of top spin, that's the thing that you want to do. You want to use a ball that gives you a lot of side spin. So a katana is preferred. Quasar would also work big time. So when we in that case come up to this position with our shot, we are going to use either a Viper or a Sniper. Doesn't matter what club you're having, what level you have them in, but rather to play with a club with good ball guideline and good accuracy than playing with a big dog, for example, with less ball guideline and a very lousy accuracy. And the thing here, I'm going to play with a Sniper, but please do not pay that much attention to the level. Again, I couldn't play this hole on the other account, so I had to go with the Sniper on this account here. And it's still going to work the same. We're going to aim up before the bunker. We're going to be in medium distance of our club. We're not going to add anything for elevation, but take a look at the ball guideline here. Look how glitchy, I would have to say, or like very bumpy that the green is going to be. So in the end, when I have half of the time left on the clock, I do decide to just put myself on the green here. That it's going to, sometimes we're going to get that roll, that we're going to get enough distance to roll down towards the pin. Sometimes we're going to get the ball to stop like we're doing here, and then we're going to go short. So in that case, we're going to just focus on getting this birdie. Of course, we're going to go for the pin for the eagle, but getting a birdie on this par 4 is definitely going to be enough here to go with. Hole number 8. Now I'm going to play with the backbone. And with Saturn. Not like this is the Grizzly, but I'm going to play with Saturn here, as I did have it in level 5. You should be playing with the long iron that gives you the most backspin. So the more you have, the better it's going to be, because we're going to have some slight tailwind, and that's actually pretty that's harder than when crosswind or headwind, because now the ball is going to get a slight extended ball guideline, and that is going to be not the easiest way for us to get it to stop on the green, especially with a low amount of backspin. So I would prefer that you have around at least 4 bars of backspin to approach this pin. So that's why I'm choosing the Saturn over the backbone in this case. But many of the times you're not going to have the Saturn in this type of level, so then you have to go with the backbone or whatever long iron you have that has 4 bars of backspin. So I'm going to put myself up in maximum distance of my club, and we're going to add 10% to our adjustment here. You can see having the red ring just falling down to the the front of the bunker, or like the end, the lower part of the rough. And 10% extra, we're having a power 1 ball. We hit it perfect. Look now how far this one is actually going to bounce. So it's that amount of backspin. We're still getting it close, but we need to aim a little bit further down still to get this ball in the hole. Possible hole in one hole, absolutely. Very important with the 10% extra here. And we're going to play our shot for being in maximum distance. Have in mind that the power 1 ball is needed if you're going to play with a backbone or the Saturn, because otherwise you're going to be in between clubs. So last but not least, we're going to play here with the extra level 5 yellow ring just by the rough there on the right. Max side spin with the katana, and I'm going to play with 3.5 bar of topspin. So if you do have a quasar, you will have to go with a little bit more curl than I'm going to go with now. I'm going to be in between medium and maximum distance of our club, and I'm going to use half a ball of curl outside to the right. That's not max with my club, but almost. But if you do have a quasar, you go max. The thing that I do want to do is to bounce myself over the bunker in the rough, put myself up there as close to the top as possible, and then we're going to have a very good opportunity for an albatross, in my opinion. So, and again, side spin very important here. Distance, like power, is fairly important as well. And if you do not have a katana and you are choosing between like having a bunch of titans or a bunch of quasars, I would almost say that the titan is going to be the way for you to play, because the titan gives you power 3 and it's going to prevent you from not being able to reach for the green in 2 if you do for some reason cut the rough just on top of the bunker and lose distance with your shot. Yeah, this looks very weird. I think that was a visual glitch when I played that one, to be honest. Coming in very nicely here with a big topper sit. Ah, very unlucky there to get into the rough. But in the end, definitely going to be a shot that I don't know why he actually used a big topper. I think it's because of the curl. But now I'm in medium distance of my club with the big dog level 6. I'm going to go with 3.5 bar of backspin, not the maximum that you could see there. So 3.5 is going to be the play, and we're going to go directly at the pin. Very hard to estimate with the big dog here how the ball guideline is there, as we do not have more like than 2.5 or something like that. Key thing with this shot is that we're playing this one uphill, so you need to take away 10% to the adjustment here. Otherwise, we're going to adjust too much, and that is definitely going to miss the whole big time. So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks a lot for watching the playthrough for Rookie Division in the Festive Cup Tournament. I'm playing from the front tee, and that's where we all in Rookie is going to play. Check out patreon.com/golfclashtommy to get the text guide, the updated text guides on Tuesday. Also, do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit the thumbs up button, and then I would be very thankful. The video here is sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemics. Good luck in the Festive Cup Tournament.